Hello everybody and welcome back to day 35 for 100 Days of Code, and in today's video we are going to be creating our first application in Electron. This can lead on to stuff in the future, such as in the future basically we're going to be creating stuff like Vue.js Electron apps, so desktop apps built in Vue.js and stuff like that. So if you don't know what Electron is, let's actually open up the Electron homepage. And Electron, as it says here, build cross-platform desktop apps with JavaScript, HTML, and CSS. So you can build desktop apps in, well, HTML, JavaScript, and CSS. So literally, you just build a website and you can turn it into a desktop app, and you can use desktop features like seeing all the information about your computer and stuff. And just as an example, the stuff which are already built in Electron are all here. So Skype is now built in Electron. Github desktop, you'll probably see a lot of things here what you've used before. Discord, VSCode, the code text editor I use, Atom, which is built by Github, who also build Electron, Slack, and all those are all built on Electron. So we're going to look into this today and see how apps are built. So anyway, back to where we was. So first things first, we need to install Electron, and before you install Electron we need to install Node.js because it runs on Node.js. So we need to install any one of these will do. I suggest going for the long-term support, but you can also go for the current. It's totally up to you, whatever one you want to download, unless you've already got it downloaded, of course. Next up, you want to go to the well, you don't have to go here, but next up you want to install Electron. Well, you can. It says here you can also install Electron globally, but I don't think it's recommended. I have it installed globally so I can use it whenever, but I believe you guys can just install it per project. So I had an error when I first went to install mine, and it was just a permissions error, and it wouldn't let me. It was like this one here, it wouldn't let me add it even with sudo. So even with sudo, it took me forever. I tried this fix, it didn't work, and because it didn't work, basically all I did was run this command here with the unsafe perm true. It's not recommended. Try everything else before you get to this, but if you can't install it, make sure you just try this, and this should hopefully get it installed for you. Other than that, I believe that's all we need to start. Let's get over to our terminal. So in here, I'm already in the correct directory. I'm going to write npm init, and this is going to start as a package, or start as a node package manager file. So let's go to config. So it's going to be called Electron app version 1. Description, don't need one. Go call this app.js. No test commands. Git repo doesn't need one. I'll set that up afterwards. Oh, sorry, that's keywords. Again, don't need those. Author, you can put your name here. License, I'm going to stick with ISC, and then that is fine. So now, if we look in our directory, you can see we have package.json with all this in here. We now need to install Electron. So as you've seen before, it's npm. You can do npm install, or you can just write I, and you can say Electron. Okay, now that is installed. If we go back over here, you'll see Electron has been added to our dependencies. We also want to get rid of this script, and we're going to write start because we just want to run npm start. And we're just going to say electron dot. And this basically is how you run a server, a test server for Electron. So let's close this package. So now we've got that installed. That is all we need to start building. So let's create a new file. We're going to call this app.js. So we're referencing the same main script in here. And in app.js, like we do with Node and Node servers and stuff, we're going to require a few dependencies. So we're going to require Electron. We're going to also be using the URL core module. So you don't need to install this. It's just already installed, ready. And then we're going to do const path is equal to require, and we're going to use another core module called path. So we're going to do some destructuring here. Someone told me destructuring isn't when you destructure something coming from a thing, but then I've been told otherwise that it's called destructuring, so you can call this whatever you want, but basically we're pulling out these variables from inside of basically inside of Electron. So what we're installing here, so from the Electron we've required, we're going to get our app. All destructured elements are unused. See, they're called destructured elements, so someone lied to me. Sorry. Browser window, which allows us to create new browsers. App is the whole app. Menu is so we can have a menu. So like up here, we have this menu up here. It's the same. Oh, what did I just do? Oh God, I've just opened up a new window. That was an accident. So yeah, that's the menu. And IPC main is a way of, it's like using WebSockets on a browser. So you can send back from the server to the client and so forth using like specific on messages like on add or on to do or something like that. But anyway, so next up we want to create the dashboard. So we've got to set up our, so I'm going to write a comment here saying Windows, and here we're going to say let dashboard, and this is, we don't need to set this to anything yet, but this is going to be equal to our dashboard window. And now we're going to use app, so our what we destructured from Electron, we're going to use app.on, and we're going to listen out for a ready. So once it is ready, we're going to run a function, and this function is going to say dashboard. So what we created up here is equal to new browser window. So as I said, the browser window, if you don't know what the browser window is, so it's literally this view here. So this is a browser window, this is a browser window. The actual app sits inside a browser window. You can pass through some variables or some options in it. You can add like a width, so you can set its starting width to like 600 or something. I'm not going to add anything. I'm going to let it be the size it wants to be. But you can also set loads of things. You can Google what stuff you want in there. But in the future, we will do some more advanced stuff where we set it full screen and stuff like that, and add full screen options and everything like that. So that would be awesome to do. So after that, we want to go dashboard.load URL, and we're going to say URL.format. So this is using the core module format, and we're going to pass through some options. But just to let you know, what dashboard.load URL does is it grabs web content, so such as, so you could put in here an actual HTML link or something, and that will load that for this dashboard. But you could also load local files such as index.html. I'm not going to do anything in there yet. I'm just getting it there ready. So we've got to we've got to give it a path name, and the path name is the path to the path to the file we want to render. So we're going to say dir name, and then we're going to give this a fuse, and then we're going to say index.html or HTML. And then we're going to say protocol. So the protocol we want to use is a file. So you could do HTTP here or anything, but we're going to use file. And then slashes, and we're going to set this equal to true. So it uses slashes and params in there, so it does that automatically for us. If we now come up here, I just put this in our root folder, but we want to create a folder called fuse, and we're going to drop our index into fuse, and we're going to move. Now in here we're just going to write exclamation mark tab. We're going to set this to say Electron app, and then in our body we're going to have a h1 which says hello world. Let's save that, and I believe that is good now, so we can actually now run this and see something in our application. So if we come over here and we say npm start, it's going to run Electron, and this has started on my other screen, but as you can see, it's ran our screen here. So this is what we've got. Unfortunately, I don't know how to set up live server yet, but I'll try and get that ready for the next one, because this is really tedious. I have to keep closing it and then reopening it. So I have to close, and then when we make a change, we have to start it again, and then it's going to spawn on my other window, and I've got to drag it back in. So I'm sorry for that. You just have to bear with me with that for this video, but next time I'll find out a way of setting up a live server, or maybe we could do a video on setting up your own live server. That'd be cool, right? Anyway, so back onto this. So we've created our first window, so our first little window, so that was really cool. And you can do this multiple times. You could add like different windows and do stuff. So we're going to actually do that. We're going to create a new window. But first we want to say dashboard.on, and we're going to wait, if we're going to listen for close. And once it closes, we're going to run a function which says app.quit. So this is just making, oh, that's nice. this is just making sure that when we close the actual window, the dashboard window, the main window, it closes the whole application and it doesn't just leave it running in the background, because we're going to add other windows, and if we open those windows and then close this main one, we want the other windows to close too, and by doing app.quit, that will close everything down for us. Let's reopen this app quickly. Let's say Npm Start, and it's going to put it on a different screen. Yep. So let's bring it up here, and actually this is the menu it gives us to start with. So we've got the About Electron, which gives us the version. It's got all this, so basic stuff, copy paste, and then you've got force reload, toggle developer tool. So this is one you can do. So because it's obviously built on a web browser view, it has Chrome developer tools, and we can use these tools in here to basically just have a look and inspect the website or the app. So you can use those tools to debug and stuff just like you would on a normal website. And obviously we've got these, but we don't want this menu. We want our own custom menu, right? So let's come back over here, and we've imported something called menu, or destructured something from Electron called menu. And this menu is what we use to create new menus. So we're going to be using a template to create menus. So first things first, we want to create our template, which is going to be used to, we're going to use to pull in our menu. So we're going to say const is equal to menu template, and we're going to set this equal to an array, and this is going to have a few objects in. So this first on a Mac, the first menu item, so this thing along here, the first item is always going to be the to do with the app, so like the about, quit and stuff. So this is called About Electron Is, going to always be named Electron. You can't really change that unless you do some hack arounds, but it's pretty much with everything. If we went over to our code and we looked at there, you can see it starts off with just the app name, and that's the main, this is the main menu item. So back in our menu, so we're just going to call that label, and we're going to have a sub menu. And inside this sub menu, we're going to have another array, and we're going to have another label. And inside this label, we're going to have one that says quit. And then we're going to have a click event. And inside the quick event, we're going to have, all we're going to do is say app.quit. So that is one of the most simplest things we can do, is just quit the app. There you go, best app ever, open and quit. So now we've got that in place, let's bring it into the actual menu. So we're going to say const menu is equal to menu.build from template. So we're going to build it from a template, and we're going to pass through the menu template we just created. We're going to say menu.set application menu. So now this is actually going to set what the application menu is, and we're just going to set it to menu. I believe this is interchangeable as well, so this doesn't have to be run once. You can run it multiple times, changing what menu you use. So you can have different menus per window, for example. But for now, this is going to render our menu. So now if we come back and we close this and we run npm start again, and it's going to do it on the wrong window. But if we bring this up, you can see it's got rid of the rest of the menu items, and we're left with this, with just the quit button. And we can hit quit and get rid of it. But we don't really want to hit quit. We want to use a quit command, right? We want to just write out, we want to press command and then Q to quit, right? That's what a normal app does. So let's go accelerate. Oh, hello. We're going to do that. So we're going to say accelerator, and we're going to set this equal to, so we've got to check what platform we're on, because if we're on Windows, we don't want to be pressing command because they typically don't have a command button. We are going to write in here process .platform. So this is actually a node thing. This is actually, as you can see, it's a Node.js item process, and then we get the platform. So this just gives us the platform we're on. And for Mac, it is called Darwin. And if it is Darwin, so we're doing a inline if statement basically. So we're saying if this is equal to Darwin, then we're going to say our accelerate is equal to command plus Q. Else our accelerator is equal to control plus Q. And we add a comma there. So now if we save that and we go back to our app again and we run the app, bring it up here. So now when we're on this app, if I press Command Q, it quits the app for us. So we don't even have to now use the menu. So that is how accelerators work, which is awesome. So now we're going to create some more items. So in here, we're going to create a second list, a second menu item, and we're going to call this one. What should we call this one? Actions. And in the actions, it's also going to have a sub menu, which is going to have a label, which is going to have one which says new to do. So yes, we're creating a new, or you know what, new task, now new to do. We'll create a to-do app. It was bound to happen. It's the first. It's a new technology we're using, and you always have to create a to-do app. It's the worst type of app to learn, but at the same time, it's very simple for people who don't want to do anything fun. So again, we're checking if we're on a Mac, and if we're on a Mac, we're going to use a command plus N to do a new to do, and then we're also going to do Control plus N to do it there. And then we're going to add the click event or the function, and we're just going to say open new to do. So we're going to create this function. This doesn't exist yet. So if we come up to our windows, we're going to basically, this is going to open a new window, and we're going to have up here, it's going to be called to do window. And now in between the menu template and just after the app.on, we're going to say function open new to do, and we're going to say to do window is equal to new browser window. So like we did up here, it's the same thing, but this time we're going to pass through some options, and in here we're going to say width is equal to 320, and the height is equal to 320. We're also going to set the title of the header pane to be add new to do, and that will be it for that section. Now we're also going to write to do window dot load URL, so like we did before, and we're going to run URL dot format, and we're going to say path name is equal to path dot join underscore the name slash fuse slash new to do.html. We're then going to give it the protocol of file and the slashes equal to true. So now we have the new window that it's going to load. But before let's now add that window to the view. So it's called new to do.html. We're also going to use the emit functions, and we're just going to say new to do. And inside the body, we're just going to create a form basically. So we're going to say h1 is equal to create new to do. And we're actually going to give this a h2, I think. If we've got h1 in the other app, this one's just a little small bit. We're also going to create a form. It's going to have no action, it's just going to be a form, so we can use this on the submit event listener. And we're going to write in here a label, which is going to say to do, and in here we'll say enter to do. We're going to have an input of text, and it's also going to say to do to do. As simple as that, that is all our form is going to be. Let's move over to our window and open it up. Let's open up our application. Hello, so now we're up here. So if we press Command N, oh, it's up on the other window too. As you can see, we get this little to do, create new to do app. And that is basically as simple as it is. We can enter a to do here, put hello and hit enter, but when we hit enter, it disappears and nothing happens because we're submitting nothing. It's just trying to make a call to nothing. So let's close this, and let's close this, and let's clear that. So let's go back to our app.js, and inside of our app.js, one thing we want to do down here is say to do window dot on close. We want to say function, and we want to say to do window is equal to null. So basically, once we close it, we want to set it equal to null. So just so it doesn't cause any issues and we're not opening loads of new windows and not setting them to null, because this is part of the garbage collection sort of system. And down in here we want to say if to do window, so if not to do window, so this if it's equal to null or undefined or anything, we're not going to run this function. So but if it is equal to null, then we're going to run it. If it's equal to a window, so a new browser window, then we're not going to run this function, because we don't want to open up the to do window too many times, because there's no point. We want to be able to open it once at a time. So that is pretty much it for this file for the moment. So now in new to do, we want to open up a script tag. We could put this into a separate main.js file or a JavaScript file, but for now we're just going to use it as scripts. This is just a basic tutorial. We're going to go on to more advanced tutorials in the future, like adding Vue.js as what it will use to make the front end. So now in here we want to say const. We want to create a new constant called Electron, and we're going to set that equal to require Electron. So just like we did in our app.js, include Electron, we're going to do that in here. And now we're going to say const, we're going to now destructure it again, but we're going to get something called IPC renderer. And this is going to be equal to Electron. And now we're going to get the form using document.query selector. And I'll call this form. So we're just grabbing the form from in here. Very simple, basic JavaScript stuff. And we're going to create an event listener called submit. And we're going to say submit form. It's going to be a function we use. So let's create the function. We're going to say function submit form e. Wait, what's going on there? Why are you so dodgy? Submit form, and we're going to pass through the event. And if we don't, so we need to stop it. So every time we hit enter after we've put in a to do, we want to stop it from reloading the browser. So we're going to do e.prevent default, and that's not how you spell default, it's a default. And all this is going to do is stop it from reloading the window every single time we hit enter. But now we want to say const to do is equal to document.getElement or query selector. Again, it's the only one on the page, so we don't really need to worry. And we're just going to set this equal to hashtag to do. Now we're going to start using the IPC renderer, and we're going to say .send. So this is how we send stuff back to the app.js. So we're going to say in here, we're going to give it a name. So this, we're going to call this todo.new, and we're going to say todo.value. So this here, so we're sending a event called todo new, and then we're sending it the value of todo.value, so the text which we get from the input. But first we want to say if todo.value is equal to nothing, we're going to alert please enter a to do, and then we're just going to return from the function. But otherwise we're going to say todo.value is equal to nothing once we submit it. So this bit of error handling, we're just saying if todo.value is equal to an empty string, then enter a new to do. Ask them to enter a new to do. So that looks good. So now let's head back over to our app and let's create let's grab this event. So we have this IPC main, and what this does is it is basically the IPC renderer, but for the actual Electron app. So we're going to say in here IPC main.on, and we're going to give it the name of what we called it here. So this to do new, we're just going to paste that in there, and we're going to say this equal to a function. This takes two parameters. It's got a event and it also takes the value you pass through from the new to-do window. And now in IPC main, we're going to say dashboard dot web contents dot send, and we're going to send another. So basically, what we're doing, we're getting an event from the new to do. We're going to then get that event, and we're going to send it back down to our dashboard browser window over in our main window. And we're just going to say send to do dot new, and we're going to pass back through the to do. And then we're going to say new to do, to do window dot close. And what that's going to do is just close the window for us. And then we should set to do window equal to no. Oh wait, no, we set up a thing to do that, didn't we? Yeah, we set up to do window dot on close no. So now we're going to close that. So that is the simplest. That. So if we go up here and we say console.log to do, we're just going to see if this to do actually comes through when we send it now. So let's run the stuff. So we're going to say npm start. It's going to run. It's going to load up on the wrong window, and I'm going to press Control N to open up the new to do. So now in here we're going to say hello, and if we hit enter, as you see it console logs hello in our terminal. So that's good news. Next up, we just basically want to grab it from this side now. So in here, we're going to say script, and we're just going to say const electron is equal to require electron. So like we did in the last, so we're going to just grab this basically and paste this in, and it is the same thing. And we also want to have a reference to our a list we're going to create. So we're going to create a UL for a list, and we're going to set this equal to document.query selector, and we're just going to grab that UL. And now we're going to use IPC renderer to get the event we pass through. So this is going to be to-do.new, and we're going to say function, same again like we did when we call it. We're going to say to-do or function, we're going to get the event and the to-do. Inside the function, we'll say let li is equal to document.create element, and we're going to say li. And we'll say li.text content is equal to to-do. We're then going to say li.add event listener, and we're going to say click. And so when we click this, we're going to say function, and we're just going to say li.parent node.remove child li. So what we're saying is, so basically we're preempting that once you click on the li element, you're going to delete it. So it's just something simple. We're not going to do anything major for now, and we're just going to append the li to the list. So now what should happen when we create a new to-do is we should receive the new to-do in here from, so we're going to send it from here using the to-do new, and then we're going to receive it from here, and we're going to add it to this li element we create, and we're again going to append it to the DOM. So let's have a look. So this should be it. So let's quit this, let's clear that, and we're going to say npm start. Now it's going to start on the wrong window, but here we are, and we will press Control N. And that's again on the wrong window. And now in here we're going to say get milk. Hit enter, and we've got our get milk. So if we do another one, it keeps appearing on the wrong window, and we say walk or walk the dog. So now we've got these. But now let's say we've done get milk. So we can just click get milk, and it is deleting it from the DOM. And again, we can just click walk the dog, and it's gone from the DOM. So that is how easy it is to make an Electron app. I hope I didn't make that complicated at all. It's really simple. It doesn't take long at all. You just need to know what functions you're using and how to use them. So this is it. Again, not much to this video, but in a future video, if you guys like this video, we will then create a, let's say, a Vue.js version, like a Vue.js app built in Electron. We will add, maybe we'll do a React one if people want that, an Angular one if people want that. I'm not even sure if any of these are possible. I know Vue.js is possible, but you know, React and Angular might not be possible. Actually, I think React is. Angular, I don't know about. It's got to be possible. It's JavaScript, right? It's HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So that is it. Another thing to do, by the way, I haven't styled this at all, but you could link a style in here. You could link Bootstrap or anything you wanted in here, and then you can use it as styling. Styling works just like it does on a normal web browser. But other than that, people, we've got our new to-do app, and now let's add one last to-do, and that is saying, there we go, that is the last one, guys. So yeah, as it says there, thank you for watching this video, and don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed it. If you want to see more, then hit that subscribe button, and if you guys are wanting to drop any feedback, drop it in the comments. If you want to see me do whatever you want me to do on the channel, then just let me know in the comments, or come and join us on our Discord server. The link will be in the description also, and come check out our Discord, see the people, meet new people, get involved. So that'll be quite a fun thing for you guys to do. It's growing quite quickly now. We've got, I think, almost 30 people in there, but if you include our bots, we have 30 people in there, so that counts, right? Bots are people. Lastly, this link, the code for this will be in a GitHub repository, which will also be in the description. So don't forget to check that out if you want to check out the code we've written today. Or write your own. Make your own app. Send me a screenshot on Twitter at Tyler_Potts_. The link will also be in the description, guys. So anyway, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.